Dr. Prabhu Rajaji, Assistant Professor and Head Department of Exercise and Sports Science, Manipal, and as President, Santosh Gerald D'Souza. So I request Dr. Prasanna BK, Assistant Director of Physical Education and Convener, to escort the guests to the dais. It's our culture and tradition of welcoming the gathering. May I request Ms. Soumya, Lecturer, Department of Physical Education, to welcome the gathering by floral welcome.
A very good afternoon, one and all present here. It's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all this valedictory function of the 6th day National Level Workshop on Sports Science Research organized by Department of Physical Education and Research in Physical Education and Sports, Mangalore University. First and foremost, I would like to welcome the chief guest of today's function, Dr. Kishore Kumar CK. Because of busy schedule, he is not able to attend this function. We have with us guest of honor, Dr. Prabhu Rajaji, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department of Exercise and Sports Science, Manipal College of Health Profession, Manipal, to this function. Welcome you, sir. And I request Mr. Vinit Anand Koteshwar, co-founder and CEO of Sports, Bangalore, to give a sapling to Dr. Prabhu Rajaji, sir. Thank you. And I heartily welcome President of this function, Dr. Gerald Santosh D'Souza, Dean and Chairman, Department of Physical Education, Mangalore University. Welcome you, sir. And now I request Dr. Arun Shetty, Department of Director of Physical Education, Government First Grade College, Hebri, to give a sapling to and I would like to welcome the convener of this program, Dr. Prasanna BK. Welcome you, sir. And now I request Dr. Radhakrishna HB, Physical Education Director, Government First Grade College, Vamadapadav, to give a sapling to Dr. Prasanna BK. And now I extend warm welcome to delegates of the 6th-day workshop who have come from different parts of the country to this valedictory function. And I also like to use this opportunity to welcome the chairperson, faculty members of different departments of this university. And I also welcome the press and media persons and the guest faculty and students of our department to this function. Once again, I welcome you all.
Thank you, Madam, for welcoming the gathering. A report is nothing but the review of what we have done for the past 6 days. Now I request Mr. Tilak Kini to present the report. Good afternoon, everyone. We are at the valedictory ceremony of what I can call a successful 6-day national level sports science workshop. I am Tilak Kini T, Sports Science Lab Assistant, Department of Physical Education, MU. This occasion gives me a very happy mood to present before you the report of this successful workshop. It all started on 23rd May, 9 a.m. when Professor P.L. Dharma Sir, Registrar Evaluation of Mangalore University, inaugurated this workshop. Dr. Subrata Day, Sports Scientist, Sports Authority of India, NARC Manipur, was also present as a guest of honor. Inauguration function was presided by Chairman, Dean and Chairman, Department of Physical Education, Dr. Gerald Santosh D'Souza, and also the convener of this 6-day workshop, Dr. Prasanna BK. On the first day, we had the session from Dr. Subratade, in which he presented on scientific approaches to exercise and sports physiology from field to laboratory, and also exercise and sports physiology for high performance sports. In the afternoon session, there was a practical demonstration of field tests like multi-stage fitness testing and running-based aerobic sprinting, through which participants gained knowledge of heart rate and HR variability. Later, we had a practical demo on cardiopulmonary exercise testing using treadmill and its interpretation. On the second day of this workshop, that is on 24th May, Dr. Priyanka Sarkar, personal sports psychologist, beautifully presented on sports psychology, which covered psychological preparation of athletes, psychological issues in sports and gender biased issues. She also kept her participants busy with some case studies. Afternoon session was filled with demonstration texting of reactionability and biofeedback as well. Moving on to the third and fourth day of this workshop, Ms. Shubhareka, Dean Administration and Professor Department of Statistics, St. Agnes College Autonomous, Mangalore, covered the aspects of statistical analysis using SPSS system. She presented on all aspects of statistics and also shared the knowledge of using SPSS system for analysis and interpretation of data which was related to sports. On fifth day of this workshop, we had Dr. Saju Joseph, High Performance Directors, Sports Authority of India, Bangalore. He presented on concepts in sports biomechanics and current trends in sports biomechanics research. He also talked about EMG and force plates and their application in the field of sports. In the noon session, the participants had demonstration on Kinovia software, which helps in basic biomechanical video capturing and analysis, and also application of EMG sensors, usage of electromyography, and had a practical demonstration using it. And on the last day, that is today, Dr. Prabhu Rajaji, Assistant Professor and HOD of Exercise and Sports Science MAHE, presented on risk factors in sports injuries, types of foods, and prescription of athletic and sports shoes. And in noon session, we had our we moved on to our gymnasium, where he demonstrated various aspects such as mobility, stability, and strengthening of muscles to prevent as well as to treat the possible injuries in sports. For this workshop, we had over 80 participants coming all over from India, from various places like Coimbatore universities. We had some tech guys, research scholars, students. We had a great support. To witness this 6-day national level workshop, we had a very strong backbone support of our patron of our university, Professor Kishore Kumar CK, Registrar, and Chief Patron of our university, Professor P.S. Edapaditaya. We from our Department of Physical Education heartfully thank them for their unlimited support. And throughout this process of 6-day workshop, we had a great guidance and support from our Chairman of Physical Education Department, Mangalore University, Dr. Gerald Santosh D'Souza, as well as the convener of this workshop, Dr. Prasanna BK. I extend heartfelt thanks to all the guest faculties of our department as well as students who supported and made this workshop possible through their wholehearted support. And in the end, I really hope such sports science workshop would be conducted in and around us so that we can meet, learn and apply all the useful aspects used in sports. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Opinion is a medium between knowledge and ignorance. Every one of us have our own view. Every one of us has the way of expressing it. So I request the participants to come forward and express their views regarding the 6 days workshop.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ನನ್ನ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರು ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ನಾ ಬರಾಗ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ನೀನು 5 ದಿನ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು, 5 ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಹೇಳೋ ಅಂತ. ಖಂಡಿತ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಾನು ಈ ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ ನಮ್ಮದು ಇದು ಮೊದಲನೇದು. ಇದು ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾನು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಲಾಟ್. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಭಾಳ ಜನದ್ದು ನನ್ನ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರು ನನ್ನ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಕೂಡ. ಎರಡನೇದು, 5 ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಈ ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸು ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ಟೈಲು, ಅವ್ರ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜು, ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ವೆರಿ ಅಮೇಝಿಂಗ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡನೇ ಮಾತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ತುಂಬ ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮೊದಲನೇಗೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸರ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ವರ್ಗದವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಈ 1 ವೀಕ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೇಯ್ನ್ ಆದರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಟೋಟಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಲಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ನ ಪಡೆಯೋಣ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮನ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿದಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಜರಳ್ ಸರ್ಗೂ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಿತ್ರ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ, ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂಬರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸು, ನನ್ನ ಹಿರಿಯರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದಿಸ್ತಾ ನಾನು 2 ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Good afternoon, honorable present here. First of all, I would like to thank the entire Mangalore University team, General Sir team and all the organizers, and also behalf of Bangalore University professors, senior professors, and also our research colleagues, and individually I would like to heartful thanks to the entire team of those who are organizing such a good scientific workshop on last 6 days. So I'm extremely happy about this. Ultimately in Karnataka we are the witness for this kind of scientific workshop. I think entire my career I have finished my doctorate in the last 2 years back. So previously I done in the regular mode my PhD on the topic of morphological characteristics and motor abilities. So in this 5 years and after completion of my PhD, total nearly 8 years left out. So I never see that kind of workshop those were conducted in the Karnataka. So I'm not exaggeration to the Mangalore University. So it is quite natural to obey the truth. In our Bangalore University also don't have that much of facilities to know what kind of equipments to utilize to improve the scientific performance in scientific manner. So that's why. So that trend is going on today. So it is not possible without enhancing the performance without based on the scientific concept. We need to oblige. So I am very happy and our team also very happy. So after not only what you fixed on the topics within the 6 days in the workshop, like 2 days physiotherapy and statistics and some other exercise physiology, so sports psychology. After that I seen the Gerald sir how much risk taken. Sorry sir, I am not exaggeration to you. It's the truth I want to tell. I think he is a professor. He is very much interested to give the knowledge to him. So after the completion of the workshop, So when you are asking to suggestion, he individually came back and so everything is show how we need to operate and how we need to analyze. That's what we want. As a youth, we need to learn practical application. Theory we can get into Googles and who those were presented in the YouTube and but the practical application directly we need to involve to how to analyze the things and how to operate the devices. That is the main concept. Further, especially for the researcher, so we have failed to when collecting the data in scientific manner. So we know whether the test and all, what test we need to conduct to assess the endurance, speed and VO2 max and all. But so we don't have exact procedure and scientific manner how we need to conduct the data in the scientific manner. We are going to fail in the process of collecting the data. So through this workshop and our team, the research scholars, I don't know about other people. So but confirmly our team is get a good idea about those things. Definitely, sir, I will promise you in future days what you make effort through this workshop. Definitely we will work on that with the help of yours. Definitely we will see that as much as possible scientifically we will work in the research. So in coming days we will put an effort through your support to see to do that a scientific way of research for the betterment of this sports performance. And as usual, not only a sports performance, as usual we need to see about our professional also. So that is we need to commit today itself only. We need to not only we need to see that our profession is being grown up as much as possible. Genuinely we survive on here. So once again, thank you so much for the entire world team, especially Gerald sir and Prasanna sir. So they are working very hard to conduct this type of workshop. So in coming days, I request to the organizers, take any one kind of subject to work on that practical manner. My concern is to the participants should be practiced in front of the expert. In front of the expert, then only the mistake will be correct. So the expert will give some suggestions. So everything is going on. So this is my deepest request for the organizers. Coming workshops, we concentrate those things means it will be help for us. So thank you once again, Mangalore University, for giving a wonderful opportunity through this workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Venkatesh sir and Kumaraswamy sir for sharing their views. We have with us today as a guest of honor Dr. Prabhu Rajaji, Assistant Professor and Head, Department of Exercise and Sports Science, Manipal. He has completed 5 certificate course. He is a member of Fascia Research Society USA, Fascia Manipulation Association Italy, Indian Society of Biomechanics India. He has travelled almost all the states of India and abroad to conduct different workshops. So I request Dr. Prabhu Rajaji to address the gathering.
Respected dignitaries and dear participants, good evening all. I'm speaking from the morning continuously, so I won't take much time. So I would like to appreciate Gerald sir and his team for having conducted 6 days of workshop, which is almost, which is definitely a great job. Even conducting a single day of workshop or 2 days of workshop, it takes a lot of work, and 6 days of workshop, and they coordinated very well. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And I get to meet a lot of friends. I develop a lot of networking, which will definitely help us to take us forward. So I'm sorry, sir, I had to change the date at the last moment. We had planned it 3 days before, but unfortunately our NAC audit has come. So I requested him. I called him and said, is it possible to change the date? He didn't say anything. Immediately he changed the date and sent me the brochure. I'm very sorry for that, sir, for the last minute change. And thank you very much for this opportunity. Yes, sports science has developed a lot. We have started this program, myself and my boss, Dr. Philly Davis, who is in US right now. I'm always grateful to him. We have started this course in 2014. That time, no one knows what is exactly sports science is. And from that, I said, right, we had only those surface. With that, we have started, and now we had a lot of facilities. But still, infrastructure is there, but exposure to our students is not that extent. I would request to have MOU with Mangalore University and other universities people, so that we can work together to take this course, to the next level. You know that physical education course and kinesiology and sports science course is one of the best courses in the world. Abroad it is quite highly placed and highly respectable course in abroad. And India also saw a lot of development after we have started this. Probably for the past decade, there was a significant development in the area of sports science, and it is our responsibility to work together. For example, like I have some types with some engineers, and I need some people like this, experienced people like this, who are stalwarts in physical education. We all should work together to take this field to the next level, to help our Indian athletes. Already they're doing well, but I'm sure that if we all work together, having signed some MOUs and understanding, so we can take this course to the next level like abroad. Okay, so yeah, I would like everyone to keep in touch in the WhatsApp group. We'll be all in touch. Hopefully we can share our knowledge. You guys also can put up your ideas and views. We can also discuss something, and we'll grow together. Okay, all the very best. Thank you very much for your patience listening.
Thank you, sir, for spending your valuable time with us. Every work must undergo hundreds of difficulties before the success. Those that persevere will see the light sooner. One such example is the president of today's program, Dr. Gerald Santosh D'Souza, Director of Physical Education, Mangalore University. It's the time for the presidential remarks. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. The guest of today, Dr. Prabhu Raj, my friend, my colleague, Dr. Prasanna, and all my dear participants. I wouldn't like to say that this is a presidential address. This is just a concluding remarks I would like to say, because as Venkatesh already said, my only aim was to give knowledge, working knowledge on what all these equipments can do. Because I have gone through that phase where everything was a mystery to me. I have 25 years of experience, but I don't know if you believe it. I was very much interested in, I'm a BCom student, but I was very much interested in science subjects. I used to read a lot, and from last, you can say from before that only, I was thinking of all this science, about this research, about performance, analysis, but where do we have all those things? It's all a dream, all a mystery. We should see just like you see skyscrapers in US, big buildings, and like we have villages, villages see all those buildings like that. So we were like in the sports science, we were like villages, like we never used to see anything. Then somehow everything came together. It says that if you are always positive, always want to do something, some things fate will come in such a way that you will get what you want. Maybe so almost we got everything, all this because of thanks to the UGC funding and all that. And so I wanted you all to get the benefit of that. I told my colleagues, hey, we have to have a 6 days workshop, 1 day, one subject, sports science subject, so that they can get everything, at least one whole day we can spend on each subject. Just one hour of talk won't do anything. And I think you will agree that many of you now, once you have seen this, it has stopped becoming a mystery to you. You can feel, oh, we can do this. Okay, it's easy. But one important thing is that for every practicals, there has to be a theoretical knowledge, theoretical base. There is no theory without practicals. One very discouraging thing in sports, especially India, is that the coaches are not very well gelling with the research stuff, because many of the coaches, at least not now, before, Indian coaching, the system is such that if you are an international player, even a 10th standard pass is enough to become a coach. Then if you are national and all, PUC is enough. If you're a university player, you have to do your degree, your BPed. So a person, they feel that a person who has performed, naturally he can become a coach. But the coaching is all about science, all about technique. Just now we have seen in today's session so much of, just by changing the angle, the muscle action changes and you can get into injuries, or you can target certain muscles, stabilize the muscles, actually working muscles, all those things. And even the last biomechanics or physiology, we have seen so many things. And do you think a person who has just passed 10th and all can do certain things? So he can only do what he has done. Okay, those are long time back, but now times are changing. And even our physical education students, we have to change our stance, and we have to raise our standards. As I said, we are just like, still people think of us as gardeners, not engineers who can do the landscaping and all. We just do on the ground, and many of us are satisfied with that. Please don't be satisfied with that. There's a lot of knowledge to be gained. Make yourself into executives of sports. You should be able to wear your blazer and you should be able to talk like an executive, like an MBA, like in sports. That means sports knowledge, sports research, sports performance. You should talk in those terms. Of course, everyone cannot do that. Those who can do, please do. But others, those who cannot, of course, it's difficult. At least take the support of these things, and you should know the concepts at least. Maybe you cannot understand about the heart or oxygen consumption, VO2 max, but you got the concepts. So you should be able to put into practice, you will discuss, at least you should be able to discuss about those things. So that is what my intention was, and I think to a certain extent I have succeeded in making you familiar with the equipment. Now next step is for you to get these equipments to your institution. And there are a lot of avenues nowadays, a lot of people who can give funding. You should see maybe in UGC they can fund, and other maybe agencies. You have to convince your vice chancellor, you have to convince your registrar. Look sir, now the time of sports is now the time of sports performance. Please do this. If our university has to come up, we have to get all these things. At least get the minimum of things, minimum of this equipment, so that I think this is one big take-home message for you all. That not just learning from all these things, but knowing from where to get. You have met Sumant, but you met, at least now you know where to get those things. Of course, there are other, also we can also discuss with our resource persons to ask from where these equipments are. He said in Bangalore also, what is the company? No, graphic device, and you brought all those motions. Vicon system, yeah. Graphic device they are supplying. So there are people nowadays even in India also, and if you want to know that even for education institution there is a discount in duties also, if you have that is a form. So this way try to get all professors, assistant professors, upcoming professors, try to get those things, and coaches are there, and also we have a good crowd of physiotherapists, performance specialists. I think we all have to work together, and just like Professor Prabhu Rajaji said here, there has to be a MOU where, we have got a BPed, MPed course, we have got students, we have got sports persons, we have got some sports specialities, so we can give some information on relating to sports, where they can do more on how to analyze and how to use the equipment and all those things. We can, all our expertise in different areas, we can gel and we can make into a creative or a very useful MOU, so that both our experts are both our needs are met. Okay, so with these few words, on my personal behalf, in the capacity of a organizing secretary also, I would like to thank all the experts. And as you know, the first is Subrata Dek. He was such a jovial person. If you meet him first time, you don't know that we are meeting for the first time, because from the word go, he was always like we knew each other for many years. And he took the trouble to come all the way from there. He never even once hesitated, I may have this, I may have this. He adjusted his time there and he has come over here. Then, as you know, Sir Joseph sir, last time he had come for Gyan program, and he had some health issues soon after that. But still, you have seen him, and but still he wanted to share his message, he wanted to share his expertise. He has given you so much of information. And Dr. Prabhu Rajaji also has come over here and given you some lot of information, and we have exercise physiology and how to analyze all these things, statistics. So this is a network which we should build, and This WhatsApp group, I was just thinking when Prabhu said we have to put things in the WhatsApp group, I will remove the workshop and I will just write sports science, PE professional, so that whatever sports science related items are there, we'll put it there. Suppose I get a new research article, I'll put it there. You can just go through it, and some new equipment is come, we can just share it. Some new, the dealers or distributors of this equipment, we can just share. So all of us can, somehow get the equipments or get the knowledge and get all those things. But please don't post good morning, good afternoon and share some accidents, some jokes. Please don't do that. It will remove the sanctity of the group. Starting everyone will be strict, then suddenly one person will put some joke, and please don't do that. We'll keep it, don't mind, we don't want good morning always, we know you will wish us good morning only. Okay, right? We know, all of us wish each other good morning, good evening, everything wish, all of us wish well for everyone, but most importantly we will use that group to share all the sports science related things. Okay, if anyone is getting disturbed, you can leave, but since it's only this thing, only when those things we know this is an important thing, so we'll see. But sometimes when all these wishes and all come, won't even open the group. Hey, forget it, someone is putting all these wishes. Okay, with these few words, I thank you all for being here and participating. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟದಿಂದ ದೂರದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ತುಂಬ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ನವರು ಟೇಕ್ ಹೋಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಸರ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತರಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟೀಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೈ ಕಲೀಗ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ದಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್.
Thank you, sir, for your presidential remarks. As a token of love and affection, I would like to request the president of today's program to hand over a memento to Dr. Prabhu Rajaji, Assistant Professor and Head Department of Exercise and Sports Science, Manipal. As a respect to our faculty members of the Department of Physical Education, I request our President and Guest of Honor to offer a rose to the guest faculties. I request Dr. Chidanand, Lecturer, Department of Physical Education, Mangalore University, to come out to the dais and accept a rose from the President. I request Mr. Yatish, Mr. Sandeepa, Mr. Yashwant, Mr. Kausi, Mr. Sirajuddin, Ms. Soumya, Mr. Tilakini, who is a lab in charge and program technical in charge, Mr. Tilakini, Mr. Mallikarjun, Mr. Gaurav, at the same time we are recognizing the volunteers as well, Ms. Shreya for having a wonderful MC for the inauguration program, Ms. Shreya. At the same time, I call upon Ms. Anusha, Ms. Muttama, Ms. Deepika, Ms. Purnmati, and Mr. Manjuna. It's a token of love and respect given for the hard work done by all the volunteers of our physical education department. It's our duty to thank each and everyone who have worked hard for this program and all present here. So I request Dr. Prasanna BK, Assistant Director of Physical Education Department and convener to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Vijay. Very good evening, everyone present here. I once again here present is of today's on the days, dignitary on the days. Today is a end of the program, is a valedictory function. Conducting up the 23 Monday to 28. This one is a month end of the week. Very good organizing of the program, Dr. Gerald Santo D'Souza sir. Very scientific sessions organizing. Venkatesh sir told it is a very good supporting. Karnataka is the first time is conducting up the 6 days in workshops. Very wonderful session. This all the 6 days. A big round of claps of the Dr. Gerald sir. It is my pleasure, I need in pleasure propose a vote of thanks. Valedictory function session. 6 days is a national workshop, sports science research, organizing the Department of Physical Education, PG Studies and Research in Physical Education, Bangalore University. I would welcome today of the Chief Guest in Dr. Kishore Kundu, CK, the presence of this function. I once again thank you, sir, these functions. I heartily gratitude today of the guest of honor, Dr. Prabhu Rajaji, HOD, Department of Exercise and Sports Science, Manipal, College of Health, Profession of Maya. I welcome you, sir. Thank you, sir. I sincere thanks Dr. Gerald Santo D'Souza, Education, Dean, Faculty of Member, and Chairman, Director of Department of Physical Education, and this program organizing secretary, and this function of today of Thursday. I thank you, sir, once again. I would like to thank all my syndicate members, chairpersons, and other department faculty members. This program is supporting all this function. Thank you. I sincere thanks my Bangalore University Vice Chancellor, Professor P.S. Edukaditaya is supporting of these functions. Thank you, sir. I thank all my students and my faculty members and supporting the 6 days this national programs. I thank you. Once again, thank you, Unada.
Thank you, sir. Learn everything that is good from others, but bring it in and in your own way. Absorb it. Do not become others. It's the time to prove yourself for witnessing the six-day national level workshop. I request Mr. Tausif Ahmad, Lecturer, Department of Physical Education, to read out the names to distribute the certificate.
Good afternoon, everyone. I request our guest of honor to distribute certificates for all the participants. Mr. Arun Shetty, GFDC College, Hebri. Dr. Radha Krishna, GFDC, Vamadapadam. Mr. Manoj Kumar M, GFDC, Kota. Mr. Uday Kumar, Alwas College of Physical Education. Mr. Saudaya Ibrahim, Nitte Institute of Physiotherapy. Mr. Girisham, Research Scholar, Bangalore University. Mr. Dilip Kumar SC, Kuvempu University. Mr. Shafia Zuha, Dr. M.V. Shetty College of Physiotherapy. Mr. Shelam Gofe, Research Scholar, Mangalore University. Mr. Ravindra Gaud, Assistant Director, Kuvempu University. Mr. Manu Kumar MP, JD Institute of Fashion Technology. Mr. Vinit Anand K, Sports AI Tech, LLP, Bangalore. Mr. Prakash D'Souza, Physical Director, Sacred Heart College, Madhyantar. Ms. Neha, Lakshmi Memorial College of Physiotherapy. Akshay K, St. Joseph's Academy, Kerala. Dr. Venkatesh, Guest Faculty, University College of Physical Education, Bangalore University. Ajitanathu Indra, Department of Ayush. Yogesh TD, Assistant Director, UAS, Bangalore. Mr. Savita, GFDC, Haryatka. Mr. Yuvraj KB, College of Agriculture, Shivamogga. Mr. Vikas Bharadwaj, Manipal School of Information Sciences. Mr. Aditya Srivatsav, Sports AI, LLP, Bangalore. Akash BM, Manipal School of Information Sciences. Mr. Prabhu Ji, Sports AI, LLP, Bangalore. Mr. Anand K, Physical Director, University College, Nelladi. Anand K. Mr. Akshay T, Mr. Aditi Kulkarni, Mr. Anand Velu DM, Assistant Professor. Ms. Ashwini KN, Ms. Arpita DB, Arvind Prasad, Dhaval College. Mr. Arun Kumar S, Research Scholar, UCP, Bangalore University. Mr. Basuraj Kumsi, Research Scholar, Kuvempu University. Mr. Chandrasekhar, Research Scholar, UCP, Bangalore University. Mr. Divakar Shetty, Physical Education Director. Mr. Gautam Hegde, Data Scientist. Mr. Lakshmi Narsappa Ji, Research Scholar, UCPA, Bangalore. Mr. Manjunath BC, Research Scholar, Kuvempu University. Manjunath BC, Research Scholar, Kuvempu University. Mr. Manjunath MS, Sri Krishna Degree College, Bangalore. Mr. Manjunath E, Research Scholar, Kuvempu University. Mr. Kirana R, Research Scholar, UCP, Bangalore University. Mr. Jyotirmayi Mahesh, Lakshmi Memorial College of Physiotherapy. Jyotirmayi Mahesh Akula. Mr. Nagraj, Research Scholar, Kuvempu University. Mr. Nikhil Bhushan, Govinda Das College, Suratkal. Mr. Kumar Swami K, Kuvempu University, Shivamogga. Mr. Sandeep, Physical Education Director, School of Social Work. Mr. Sharad Dar, Lakshmi Memorial College of Physiotherapy. Mr. Shailesh Kumar, Mr. Shashidhara NV, Research Scholar, Kuvempu University. Ms. Shubha RK, Research Scholar, Kuvempu University. Mr. Srinidhi Siddharth, Research Scholar, UCPA, Bangalore University. Mr. Subramanya BG, Sahyadri Commerce and Management College, Shivamogga. Mr. Prasanna Kumar MD, Research Scholar, Kuvempu University. Mr. Manisha Vidya Rodrigues, St. Joseph Engineering College, Vamanjur. Mr. Manisha Vidya Rodrigues. Vasant Nayak, Kuvempu University. Virupaksha Gowda, Adapur, Lakshmi Memorial College of Physiotherapy. Ms. Saujanya, NMAM Institute of Technology. Mr. Milan, Lakshmi Memorial College of Physiotherapy. Mr. Muralidhara M, Physical Education Instructor, the Princeton School. Ms. Shamini, Research Scholar, Mangalore University. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for distributing the certificates. We are at the end of the program, so I request you all, please rise up for the national anthem. I request Anusha, Mutama and Deepika to sing the national anthem.
Thank you.